Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I inspire all women to just have unstoppable confidence, particularly in a situation where they're going through a divorce, because that unstoppable confidence will help you create the life that you desire. It will help you create your best life despite all the obstacles that we all inevitably will face. It will help you get through this divorce. So today we are going to be talking about alimony and the significant impact that retirement has on alimony. So right now we're going to dive into the conversation about the recent updates on New Jersey's alimony laws, especially how retirement impacts alimony payments. So if you're going through a divorce, thinking about one, or near retirement, and you're paying alimony, you'll want to stick around for this one. Because let's be clear, there used to be a time that if you were a stay-at-home mom and you got married in your 20s and you got divorced in your 50s, that's a 30-year marriage. Used to be time that you would get permanent alimony to the day that man dies. But in 2014, all of that changed. So let's get down to it. So first things first. Alimony or spouse support, whatever your state calls it, is designed to ensure that one spouse isn't left in financial ruin after divorce. Whether you've been the primary earner or a stay-at-home spouse, alimony is meant to bridge the gap between those two diverse financial situations. Because oftentimes, the higher wage earner is taking care of the spouse that has a lesser wage, or it's a dual income family. So everybody's living greater with a greater income. But when you separate, be mindful that your income is now you're living on it and their income is theirs. And that's why the law was designed to provide support to the lower wage earning spouse. Okay, so in New Jersey, there are several different types of alimony. And you've got to open up durational alimony, which, by the way, used to be called permanent alimony. Limited duration alimony, rehabilitative alimony, and reimbursement alimony are all the three different types of alimony that we have in New Jersey today. But today we're going to be focusing on the type of alimony that lasts after a long marriage, because I'm finding that most of my clients are coming to me in their 40s and 50s and have been married for quite some time. So that's called open durational alimony, which used to be called permanent alimony. The difference is it's a duration. So it's up to the years of your marriage. So if you've been married for 20 years, you're entitled to alimony up to 20 years, but no more than that, unless they're about to retire. And we will get into that because that's where things get interesting. Retirement. If you've been paying alimony for years, or you're getting ready to retire, you might be wondering, can I stop paying alimony once I retire? Or maybe you're the spouse receiving alimony and you're concerned about your ex retiring and stopping payments. Well, first things first, when you're going through the divorce, you look at the age of the retirement. If your husband is 55, know that he has about 12 years to work. So you might negotiate 20 years of alimony, but the truth of the matter is you'll only get 12 years. So your lawyer needs to be mindful that you're not getting the 20 that you negotiated for. Well, there has been a big change in alimony in New Jersey. In 2014, New Jersey passed the Alimony Reform Act, which made some significant updates to how alimony is handled, especially when it comes to retirement. So even though the law says at 67, that's the age of retirement, and it's more likely than not that alimony will stop at that time, there are some circumstances where it could be that they may have to pay alimony longer, like bad faith, but we can get into that later. So under the old law, alimony could be considered permanent, and in some cases, people are paying alimony for life, like I said, until the day they died. But the 2014 changes addressed that. Specifically, they made it easier for people to modify or end their alimony obligations once they reach a good faith age of retirement. So if your husband's a police officer or a firefighter and they're eligible for a retirement at 55 because of duration at the job, that may not suffice as a real end of alimony, because 67 is the age that New Jersey is looking at. So let's break that down. If you're paying open durational alimony and you reach a typical age of retirement, which is around 65, 67 for most people, you can apply to the court via motion to reduce your alimony payments or to cease them altogether. But here's the key. It's not automatic. You have to file a motion to the court, and they're going to consider some factors. And some of the factors they're going to consider is, how is the other spouse going to live without that money? What does her income get reduced to? And what does your income get reduced to? And whether or not you are filing for retirement out of good faith and not just to stop your alimony payments. Because most of us know when you retire at the age of 55, you can do consulting work, you can get another position, you can open a business. So some of the things the court will consider and look at includes the age and health of both of you and your ex, whether the ex can maintain a standard of living, like I said, without the alimony, and what your income and assets look like after retirement. Like, what do you have after retirement, and whether your decision to retire is reasonable. And that reasonableness, again, goes towards your good faith. So if you're 67, 65, you reach the age of retirement, that seems reasonable. Are you both going to be able to live reasonable, comparable lives? That seems reasonable. So you have to look at whether or not it's going to be reasonable for your spouse to live without that money, and whether it's going to be reasonable for you to live not paying the money and your income goes up exponentially because you've now reached the age of retirement. So let's be clear. This is not about getting a free pass to stop paying alimony just because you hit the age of 65 or 67. The court wants to know that your retirement is legitimate and not just a way to dodge alimony. So if you were to retire early, or if your retirement doesn't make financial sense, the court might be like, you can retire if you want to, bro, but your alimony is going to stand. So there must be a reasonableness in that alimony. Now, I also want to dive deeper into retirement, because I've had many cases where both parties are in their 50s looking fabulous, and the husband is about to retire or is eligible for retirement in 5 or 6 years. But the marriage was 30-something years. So obviously I'm going to fight for my clients and say that she is entitled to 25 years of alimony or anything under 30. Because again, remember, open durational alimony is up to the years you were married. So if you're married for 30, you're not entitled any longer to permanent alimony like you used to be. You're entitled up to the years of alimony. But if your spouse is close to retirement, you may be negotiating for something that you'll never get. And if you have a lackluster lawyer, you'll finish getting divorced and have that matrimonial settlement agreement and your judgment of divorce, thinking you're going to get 30 years or 25 years of alimony, whatever you negotiated for. And then your husband retires and files a petition or motion to the court to get it reduced based on the retirement. You are definitely screwed. So you need a good lawyer to make sure that, wait a minute. She's entitled to 20-something years of alimony. This is a long-term marriage. But you know, counselor, that your client is going to retire in 10 years. So she's only going to get 10 years of alimony. How do we make her whole? How do we get back what she may be entitled to? And that's where a lawyer's legal prowess comes into play. A lawyer that knows what they are doing. And you're going to hear in one of my next videos about ensuring your alimony and also ensuring your child support by adding one little thing, and I'm going to tell you what it is. It's insurance, and we will dive into that in my next video. So I want everyone to know that retirement is a tricky thing that severely impacts alimony, that a lot of lawyers will say, you know what, you're only going to get 7 years of alimony. There's got to be some other trade-offs for your reduction in that alimony, despite the 2014 Alimony Reform Act. And a good lawyer knows how to negotiate that on behalf of his or her client. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I can't wait for you to hear about the impact of insurance and how it can help you with your child support and alimony and guarantee that you get it, whether they're dead or alive. I'm hoping that you enjoyed this video so much that you click that notification button, that like, and you follow me so that you too can get the next videos that I upload because they're fun and provocative. By the way, Unstoppable Confidence starts with self-love. So I'm going to give everybody a free gift. If you click that link below, you are entitled to the free gift, and I hope you enjoy it. And then after you review the free gift, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Drop a comment on whether you liked it and how it made you feel and the changes that you'll implement as a result of the free gift. Have a great day.